Welcome to another edition of Real Estate Rockstars interviews with your host, Hannah. We are interviewing real estate experts or those who are related to our industry. Today, we are focusing on perfect daily routine, if that ever exists, right? However, we'll keep on trying, we'll keep on improving as long as it needs. So today I would love to welcome Gayle Zientek as our guest. Gayle has been a realtor for more than 18 years. And that's why I think she deserves to be questioned about her daily or morning routine. Hi, Gayle, how are you?
Hi, Hannah. I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me today.
Okay, so let's get it down to the point. How is your daily routine? What do you do to succeed in a real estate world?
Oh, great question. And it's taken me a while to figure it out. So, for those of you who are watching, don't despair if you haven't figured it out yet. The fact that you desire to figure it out is your stepping stone to getting it done. And I'll go back about 5 years because I've been a realtor for 18 years. And here's what I know about real estate agents. We always put other people first. We put ourselves on the back burner and we are servants. We're always serving other people. And so take a moment to step back and decide how you're going to serve yourself, because that's what a daily routine is all about. It's about serving yourself first so that you can have enough left over to serve the others that are in your life. And so about 5 years ago, I decided to get healthy. I'm 50 pounds lighter today than I was 5 years ago. And my routine has changed. I was very sedentary before, and now I'm active. And so my daily routine always has something to do with movement, getting up and moving. And so I wake up. I have rules for life too. And one of my first rules is I get up 2 hours before I have to be on. So being on, what does being on mean? Maybe being on means you're going on a listing appointment or going to a networking event. Get up early, give yourself enough time. So if my networking event is at 8 o'clock, I'm up by 6. And planning your next day the day before you go to sleep at night, knowing what's coming the next day. Maybe you got to get a workout in early, so you're laying out your workout clothes, and so when you get up, it's set and ready to go. I also drink water before coffee. So when I get up in the morning, I put my hot water on. I have hot water and lemon, and I'll drink a great cup of lemon water before I have my coffee. And I look to have taken in about 70 to 80 ounces of water every day. It's funny, I just did a TikTok video and it was all about take your meds. And the meds are your mindfulness. Be mindfulness about your day. Exercise. E stands for the exercise that you deserve to give yourself every day. Whether, okay, maybe you're like I was and you're not moving a lot. Start with a 15-minute walk. Start with a walk to your mailbox and back, but be intentional about it. Be intentional about moving every single day. M, meditation, mindfulness. E for exercise. D, your diet. What are you eating? What are you serving yourself up each and every day, each and every meal that's going to give you strength and energy, or it's going to take you back and lay you down? So your diet is really important. And I've learned a lot about that over time. That takes time. And then S, sleep. Get your sleep. Get it, you know what enough sleep is for you. So my sleep is about 7 to 8 hours. And some days I go to bed at 8:30 at night, because if I wake up at 4 in the morning, I've had a full day. So really, my daily routine has all those components. Being mindful and so when you serve yourself each and every day, it gives you leftover energy to serve your clients at a much higher level.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So the first 2 hours, is it just the self-care? Is it the workout, water with lemon, freshly squeezed lemon juice? Is it some mindset, journal writing you do? So during these 2 hours, it's not work, correct? It's just
Yes.
It's
Well,
huge.
and it might be, you might have to prepare before you go out. So, you might be working on that presentation that you're going to give to that client, or, thinking about the networking event you're going to meet new people. But just really being focused around that and being intentional around your thoughts around what you're preparing to go do. So I might get up and read some in a book, or listen to something, or maybe I'll even send cards. If somebody pops into my mind that it's time to reach out and act on that prompting and send a card. So that's kind of what I've done for a long time.
Yeah, love it. Love it. I love that you start a day dedicating it to yourself so you can be the best for the rest, and help people, because in a real estate industry, it's a service industry. We help others, we service them. And if we pump some energy and juice into ourselves in the morning, then we have energy to keep going. Yeah.
And it builds confidence, because think about this. You go, I'll go to the gym when I get home tonight. And then you get home tonight and you go, oh, man, today was a really hard day. I really don't feel like going to the gym. And so what that does is, because you made a promise to yourself that you're going to take care of yourself and you're going to exercise. And then when you don't keep the promises to yourself, what happens? Your confidence goes down. But when you do keep the promises to yourself, then your confidence starts to rise. And so the bigger the winning streak you can have of taking care of yourself, the more confidence you'll have as you take on each day.
Yeah, that is true. So then how does the day follows after the first 2 hours focusing on your mindset, your health, your well-being? You start a day. Do you have every day similar routine?
Well, right now, as my husband and I are spending 6 months in Arizona as snowbirds,
Okay,
there's
how
always,
about your other routine? Not when you are on somehow vacation time,
yeah,
when you're
there,
hustling and bustling.
yes, and there's communication, and that's what I love about social media, because it keeps us connected. No matter where we're at in the world, we can always be connected to the people that are important to us. So if your clients are back home and they see you living life out loud, as long as you're letting them know that what you do. Barino always told me this. He says, Gayle, if people know who you are, they know what you do, they know where to find you, and that was the one, and they trust you, you'll always have enough business.
Oh, I love that. I will make sure that this will be in captions of this interview. That there is so much true in that. Yes, then you can do whatever you want with your life, but you're still helpful, resourceful, and servicing your clients. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So, do you keep a journal? Are there any apps you are using during the day to help you stay on your path? Is there any technical part of it? Like I'm obsessed with my Google Calendar, for example, and I use the notification, or I like to block the time. How do you do a structure throughout the day?
I remember transferring from a paper calendar to Google Calendar. I was like, I like put the brakes on. I like to write it out. I like to open it up. I like to see it all on there. And then once I got the Google Calendar up and running, and I color coordinate things. So if it's about pickleball, it's in yellow on my calendar. If it's going to the gym, it's in blue. If it's talking to clients, it's in green. And so being able to color coordinate my calendar, and then you can see the white space. It's fun to pull up a week in advance. And how easy is it to schedule something when I can pull up my calendar on my phone when someone's saying, hey, do you have time to meet with me on Tuesday at 3? And I can pull it up and I can see exactly what's going on in real time as I'm having that conversation, and be able to say, well, 3 o'clock doesn't work for me, but how about 2:30? So, so Google, I do journal. I actually, for the last 2.5 years, when I was really focused in on my health journey, I write something down every day. I weigh myself. So if you really want to get technical about morning routine, I get up, I weigh myself, I drink my water, and then I then I go on with my day. But so I have and I know a lot of people, like, that's a trigger for them. The scale's a trigger for them. For me, it's my accountability coach. I don't always like what it says, but who do I have to look at in the mirror to say, well, you have control of that? And I know I've learned that over time. So I do journal every day. Maybe it's just a little line of what were the highlights of today. And I can look back and say, oh yeah, I remember that opportunity that I had that day, and who I talked to. And so it's, yes, Google Calendar. I do journal in my notebook, and send out cards. We'll talk about that another time.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a separate talk, definitely. I have a question. So you went through transition a couple of years ago, and I'm sure that being on a health pad and losing weight and staying consistent had required a lot of perseverance, mindset, and focus and everything. What would you recommend to someone who might be struggling with that? Like changing habits or exchanging a bad habit with a new habit. How do you make it stick?
By making little promises, 1 or 2 little promises at a time. And there's a transformation equation that I'll share with you. It's R times C squared plus T is greater than S. And what that represents is R stands for the responsibility. We all have to take responsibility for where we are. Don't be ashamed of where you are right now. You're perfect in this moment because you've created who you are right now. But when you want to make a change, first you take responsibility for that. Make 2 or 3 small promises that are so simple that they're easy. It's almost impossible not to do. Like for me, it was drinking more water. Well, that's a small promise. Okay, I drank about 12 ounces of water a day. Oh, can you do 32? Okay, so you start with 32, you build to 64, and then you build once you have the consistency. So the C squared is commitment and consistency. When you are committed to the promises you make to yourself and you do them consistently, and the T represents time, over and over and over. Okay, I'm going to do 5 sit-ups today, over and over. I'm going to walk 15 minutes today, every single day. And there's no excuse for weather. I can stand up right now in my motorhome and I can walk in place for 15 minutes. There's no excuse.
Yeah. So
your commitment and your consistency and given enough time is actually greater than success. See, success is out there. Success, we all have the success code built in us, and we can have whatever it is we want. Success is there. You identify what success is, and you start being responsible, being committed, being consistent. You don't have to worry about success, because guess what happens when you're responsible, you're committed, and you're consistent? One day, success shows up. My friend Amy Izzo, she's been working out, and she goes, I think I saw a little bicep. She's been working out. And then all of a sudden you start to see the changes. So you don't have to chase your success. Your success will show up if you work the equation.
Oh my gosh. I think that's it. Your success will show up if you stay consistent, do small baby steps, stay committed, keep the responsibility to yourself. The success will knock on your door and say, here I am. I love that. Well, Gayle, thank you so much for taking your time and joining us here at the Real Estate Rockstars. I definitely have some good points from your ideas, from your daily routine. We will add it to the interview. If you guys who are watching liked anything what Gayle mentioned, please put it in the comments. Let us know what resonates with you. Thank you for visiting us. You guys, thank you for watching. And I promise to see you soon here at the Real Estate Rockstars headquarters. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Go get them.